Hello, and thank you so much for joining us to learn about your new student information. We are so sorry you couldn't join us the evening of the new student information night, but we hope to cover everything here that you missed at that event. So to get started, let's talk about our academic team at Northwest Catholic High School. It consists of our school counseling office, so Heather Alex, our director of school counseling, Kelly Morrison, Mary Jo Foran, and Michael Tyler, who's our school social worker. It also consists of our principal and associate principal, Mr. Christopher Stuck and Jennifer Montanay, Katie Rose, our registrar, and Beth Bornstein, our school nurse. Here's a look at a typical freshman class schedule, just so you can get an idea of what your child may be taking next year. One key change that I would like to point out, it was different from our academic advising night back in March, is that instead of taking a full year of human geography, students will now take a half a year of human geography and a half a year of integrated technology. That's the one big change we just want to point out. And we will have placement tests taking place on June 14th and 15th. They will be virtual, so you will need access to the internet. And we're going to have tests in math, world languages, English, as well as an integrated technology course. English and math will both take place on June 14th, English at 3:30, math at 5:30. Important to point out, if your child is currently enrolled at a Catholic middle school in the Archdiocese of Hartford, and they are currently taking Algebra 1, they will take that math placement test at their school. They do not need to take it at Northwest Catholic High School. And then the technology test will be on June 15th, and that test is to actually test out of the integrated technology course. So if you think that you can test out of that, or if your child does, they can take that test on June 15th. And then if you would like to test into a higher level of a world language, so if you want to take Spanish 2 or French 2, you can take the world language placement test on June 15th at 4:30 p.m. If you're unavailable on those dates, please let us know, and we will be happy to schedule something for you. But if you can take it on that date, that would be the best time to take that placement test. We also want to look at our class bypass form. So if you want to change from college prep to honors, and you're recommended for college prep, you can fill out the class bypass form. You can't use it to skip a prerequisite or a grad requirement, like you can't skip from biology into chemistry, but you could go from college prep biology into honors biology. And so you can get that form from admissions or from your school counselor. Again, that's after taking the placement test. But please keep in mind that if you're opting to have your child take honors instead of college prep, leveling back down to college prep, if they're struggling, in that honors level course, it is subject to class availability. And during these times of COVID, especially, class sizes have a strict cap on them. We can only have so many students in a class. So if there is no availability in that lower level class, your child would have to stay in that honors level course if that's what you opted to do. As far as the add drop procedures go, schedule changes can be made by appointment with your school counselor. You will get published summer work days for our school counselors. And the first 2 weeks of the school year, our counselors will be in, and they can work with your child to make any changes necessary. And just keep in mind that you are required to make up all missed work of the class that you're entering. All right, and just again, a quick look at your requirements for graduation. Summer reading, the titles will be available on the accepted students webpage in June. Once our school year ends, that's when our summer reading will go up. So the middle of June, and then the summer reading assignments will be posted there as well. You will receive information posted on the website to purchase textbooks as well. You shouldn't purchase them until you receive your schedule from Northwest Catholic High School, and those come out in, early to mid-July is when you'll receive that schedule, so you'll know exactly which textbooks to order. And you will receive your placement test results at the same time as you receive your schedule for next school year. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about the first year experience. We do have a wonderful orientation program. It's led by our LINC crew and our LINC crew leaders. And so your first day of school here, we'll go on to the next slide. It'll be grade 9. It's a sunrise event at 6 a.m. And so students are invited to watch the sunrise on their high school career, followed by breakfast. And then the orientation will really get going at 7:50 a.m. That's when they'll do some really great activities with their link leaders, get to meet their classmates. Transfer students will have the luncheon and orientation on that same day on Thursday, September 2nd, from 12:30 to 2:30 p.m. No uniform required, casual dress. And then Friday, September 3rd, the freshmen will have a half day full uniform for your school photos, and you'll receive your schedules, and you'll do a quick run through of your classes. All school forms are going to be due on that day. And then Tuesday, September 7th is the first day of classes for all of our students. On our website, you will see our go back a bit. On our website, you'll see our information on our school uniforms. You can purchase those through Lands' End. If you have any questions about the uniform after reading through, please let us know. But there are two different types. There's a convocation and mass day uniform, and then there's your typical uniform that you would wear on a regular school day. Fridays are Spirit Fridays, and so you wear your uniform bottoms, but you can wear any like Northwest Catholic Spirit gear on top. So a Northwest Catholic t-shirt or a jersey or anything like that. And then throughout the year, we do sometimes have casual days. Sometimes we'll be raising money for charity. And so you may have some casual days throughout the year. Some other forms to just kind of keep in mind, and again, these are all in the accepted students page of the Northwest Catholic website. So under admissions, when you're on the Northwest Catholic website, under admissions, you'll see accepted students. And you can click on that, and all the forms are at the bottom of the page. But some forms to get in are, if you live in West Hartford and you'll be using the bus, the transportation form is there. You're going to want to return that to the transportation area in West Hartford. Your physical forms are definitely due by the first day of school, but you can start sending them in now. They must be dated, at September 1st, 2020 or later. There's some medical forms on there, emergency forms, and also COVID vaccine cards. If your child is vaccinated, us having that on file is very helpful for as far as contact tracing goes. So if you can submit that as well, that would be great. We will have a club and activity fair in the fall, but just so you can get an idea of some of the other areas where your child may, want to get involved. Here's a list of our clubs and activities, not including sports. And now just to go on to school counseling, and just so you know, the way we have it work here, students whose last name begins with an A through G will have Mrs. Kelly Morrison. Students H through N last names are with Mrs. Mary Jo Foreign, and students with last names O to Z are with Mrs. Heather Alex. Mr. Tyler is our school social worker, and so he works with students on social emotional learning, individual counseling, connecting students to outside resources. And then, your school counselors, they really do your academic counseling and advising, college and career counseling. They also do some social emotional counseling as well. They'll be going into classrooms within the fall, winter, and spring. They'll have individual meetings with you. And then you can also, you can always schedule an appointment with them as necessary. When it comes to technology at Northwest Catholic, the department is led by Mr. Patrick Williamson and supported by Mr. Jose Almedina. Students use iPads at Northwest Catholic. The incoming freshmen will have 8th generation, 128 gigabyte. We utilize Microsoft 365. We have computer science labs, a library computer center, there's an art room Mac lab, and there's also going to be a new design and programming lab next year at Northwest Catholic. Again, the students have 8th gen iPads. There's 4 years of AppleCare Plus. It's a really sturdy case. The iPads are compatible with pencil and keyboards if you'd like to purchase those separately. And students have to lease their iPad from Northwest Catholic so that they can all be under our mobile device management software. So there is no app store on this iPad. There's like a Northwest Catholic app store. So students can download the apps that they need for classes that their teachers want them to have, but they won't be downloading video games and things like that to their iPad. We utilize OneDrive at Northwest Catholic, so students can save all their files in one place, and it connects with Microsoft Teams, which has also been something that we've been using quite a bit throughout this pandemic, and it's been a great tool for us to have at Northwest Catholic. And I'm sure classes, even if they are not being streamed virtually, the students will still, I'm sure, be using Microsoft Teams throughout their time here at Northwest Catholic. Electronic books, information on purchasing books will be on that accepted students page of the website by the time that you receive your class schedule in July. So you'll be able to purchase them. All of your course materials are accessible on the iPad. So they're all electronic books. You're going to want to keep an eye out for a communication from us over the summer talking about the technology orientation. So it'll be August 23rd through the 31st. You're going to get an email to sign up for your time to come in, and you're going to pick out your, you're going to get your iPad, and they'll talk to you about purchasing online course books if you haven't done that already, and give you all of that information. Next, I just want to talk about athletics. Mrs. Ashley Mara is our athletic director. Her information is here. Please do not hesitate to reach out to her if you have any questions about any athletics teams or any upcoming events. Here's a list of all the different sports that we have here at Northwest Catholic High School. I think it's important to point out that there's always a non-cutting sport. And so in the winter or in the fall, it's boys and girls cross country. In the winter, it's boys and girls indoor track. And in the spring, it's boys and girls outdoor track and field. And so if you just want to go out for a sport and you don't want to have to worry so much about trying out, or you just want to get involved and get some exercise, those sports are very competitive as well, and they do a great job. But it's also a great way to go out and just make some friends, especially coming in and being new to the school. There's some great teams to join. We are a Hartford healthcare school, and so we have athletic training. We have a strength and conditioning coach, physical therapist, concussion specialist. There's a sports physician and nutritionist, and also a sports psychologist. If you have any questions about our Hartford Healthcare, you can contact our athletic trainer, Katie Fleeman, and her email address is there. And our strength and conditioning coach is Evan Gross, and his information is there as well. To sign up for sports, you are going to get a registration link to Family ID. It'll go out as in an email, and so you'll be able to sign up over the summer if you're planning on playing a fall sport. You're going to need your up-to-date physicals. Keep in mind there is a sport for every student athlete, so our hope is that your child will get involved. Over 80% of our students play at least one sport a year, and all of our coaches' information is on the website under the accepted students page. Again, under athletics, you'll see a link there for all of the coaches' information for fall sports. Please don't hesitate to reach out to them now. And also, we do have some summer clinics. So this is for grades 4 through 9, entering 9th grade. So our incoming freshmen could join our summer clinics. We hope it's a great way, again, to come in and meet some people, meet your coaches before the school year begins. So we hope you'll join us at some of those summer clinics as well. And that is the end of our presentation for today. If you have any questions about any of the materials that we went over, please do not hesitate to reach out to the admissions office. We would be happy to answer your questions. You can reach us at 860-236-4221, extension 161. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you soon.